Hi from the One True Scale. This video tests 3 types of N-scale Tokyo Toden trams on KATO UNITRAM. First, from the extensive network of the 1960s, I test the Tramway 7500 and 8000 series with the same mechanism. Second, from the 1970s to present, when the Arakawa line was the only surviving line, I test the Tomytec rebuilt 7000 series, most of which were in cream and green livery. Last, from 2007 on, I test the Modemo colorful 8800 series and nostalgic 9000 series with similar mechanisms. Let's travel back to busy Tokyo in the 60s, but first a disclaimer. My layout uses KATO V60 sets with 80s right-hand traffic street markings. I'm using 50s American cars, and I'm running the tram's right-hand traffic instead of correct Japanese left-hand traffic. If you follow the 7500 curving from right, you'll see a full circuit of the layout in about a minute. I prefer passive tram spotting over manual operation. I use fixed controller and turnout settings and no manual or automatic stops. The 4 Unitram spring-loaded double turnouts each have one combined setting for either straight or curved. That makes 2 to the 4th equals 16 possible settings for the layout. 2 of these setting combinations create an alternating reversing path through the turnouts and crossovers. I call those combinations curving from right, which you're watching, and curving from left. Since they connect the inside and outside figure eights, they require either one controller or 2 controllers on the same setting. My testing focuses on how slowly a group of trams can be run together without too frequent problems due to power stalls, derailments, shorts, or catching up with each other. Desired slowest speed is usually limited by 2 factors. One is the geometry of the turnouts and crossovers with numerous gaps. In particular, a section I call the torture curve, where 2 turnout curves connect, and in quick succession a tram must go through points, frog, 30-degree crossing, 30-degree crossing, frog, points. The other factor is the geometry and effectiveness of the tram's power pickup system, and whether it has a good flywheel to overcome interruptions of power. Some trams seem to have the perfect unlucky geometry to find all the gaps. Curve from right, the torture curve is second from the camera. New setting, curve from left, the torture curve is third from the camera. The right turnout at near left of screen has a quality issue. Both points are weakly sprung and don't always return to position, causing derailments in some rolling stock. The tramways had some derailments, shorts, and power stalls on points, including the normal points. Otherwise, the tramway old 7500 and 8000 series were good smooth slow runners with nearly identical speeds. Tramway has also announced the 1954 7000 series, which should be a nice addition. New setting, all curve, allows inside and outside peanut-shaped loops to be run on separate controllers. This is less exciting than crossovers, but allows all trams to be run through both torture curves, allowing minimum speed determination. For the 382 millimeter torture curve, slowest tramway times are 4.5 seconds or 45 scale kilometers an hour. In Japanese, 1 to 1/50th scale. Well, goodbye yellow trams, Ginza's Shopping, World's Fair, Shinkansen, and Godzilla. Hello 80s manga, anime, robot transformers, and the Tomy Tech rebuilt 7000 series. Unfortunately, the Tomytec runs far too fast to share the same power setting with the tramways that it spent its early existence with. The Tomytec also runs a little too fast to share a small layout with the 2007 Modemo trams. So let's let it run the layout by itself and go up in the sky with Captain Steve and Chopper 9 to follow it. The Tomytec rebuilt 7000 is an excellent slow runner, a little wobbly on the torture curves, but no derails. Hopefully Tomytec will produce this in the cream and green livery. They've also announced the new 8900 series. With all curve setting, the slowest time for Tomytec on the torture curves is about 6 seconds or 33 kilometers an hour. Please ignore the Tramway 8000 on its own outside loop on a different controller. And finally the present, with giant skyscrapers, another World's Fair, and a tram line that the Yamanote line crosses twice. Please pardon my lack of giant skyscrapers, but I hope you agree the colorful Modemo 8800 and 9000s look great running on this layout. Unfortunately, they have to be run rather fast to get through the torture curves. Same setting speed is fairly close, but faster than Tramway, although that would be timeline unprototypical. My choice to run 5 trams on 2 inner and outer control blocks unfortunately caused speed variations. Setting is curving from left. You can see the speed variation, especially when there's 4 trams in the outside loop and 1 tram in the inside loop. or vice versa. The inside to outside controller transition happens at the 90-degree crossing. I will try to provide more information on controller and route isolation in a future tutorial. Setting is curving from right. The orange tram seemed to have the most problems stalling, so it set the rather mediocre highest slow speed required. This seemed to be intermittent and direction dependent, so it may have been due to dirty contacts. Even running too fast, these little devils are more fun to watch than tropical fish. Setting is all curve to establish the slowest running speed for the torture curves. The Modemos run the 382mm curve in 3 seconds, or 67 scale kilometers an hour. Well, I hope you've had as much fun as I have. Watch for more videos from the One True Scale, aka Gomez Adams. Oh, there they go. Look at that yellow one. Whew. Oh, uh-oh, crack up. Uh-oh.